Good evening and welcome to Open Mic Turnpike in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, baby. Steel City.
All set?
Yeah,
Let's
that
do
sounds
it.
good.
My name is Billy Boy. Yes, it's my real name, so please stop asking. I'm an aspiring comedian just trying to learn the rules of the road. And to do that, I'm hitting the road, visiting the cities and towns that allow stand-up comedy to thrive, meeting up with comedians, checking out their sets, and talking about the traffic jams, roundabouts, and five-way intersections that we all face. And you? Well, you just called shotgun. This is a trip down the Open Mic Turnpike. Today, the Open Mic Turnpike brings us to beautiful Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Steel City. And I could spend the rest of the show just talking about steel, and it actually would be fascinating. But there's so much more to Pittsburgh than just steel. Pittsburgh's geography is gorgeous. The city was built at the intersection of three major rivers. The Allegheny, the Monongahela, and the Ohio rivers were all instrumental in Pittsburgh's growth, allowing for the easy transportation of steel and the materials used for making steel. And a lot of rivers means a lot of bridges. Pittsburgh has a staggering 446 bridges in total, some iconic, many beautiful, and all made of steel. And of course, Pittsburgh is a sports town. For hockey, they have the Penguins. For baseball, they have the Pittsburgh Pirates. And football? Well, Pittsburgh loves their legendary team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And in addition to a wide variety of entertainment and dining options, Pittsburgh also has world-class museums. The Carnegie Science Museum was named after Andrew Carnegie, who led the expansion of the steel industry. Let's see, not about steel. How about these things? These are pretty cool. The historic inclines are part of Pittsburgh's public transportation system, and they still carry passengers up the sides of these hills in steel cars, which ride on steel rails, which are pulled by steel cables, which are driven by giant steel gears. All right, let's face it. Pittsburgh is a steel city. But it's a beautiful steel city, and it's beautiful because the people who built it and the people who maintain it know how to put in a hard day's work. And they expect the same thing from their comedians. Pittsburgh does not give free passes. There's no free laughs here. You have to be funny, you have to learn your craft, and above all, you need to have nerves of iron. Like this guy.
Hey, what's up? I'm Kevin Budkey.
Kevin has developed a reputation as the kind of stand-up comedian who isn't afraid of playing it big. Kevin has worked with and has even opened for some of the big names, including the likes of Pauly Shore. Kevin is also an improv comedian, and a producer, and an actor, and a brand manager. And on top of that, he's not afraid to hit the turnpike. Kevin returned from Illinois to his hometown of Pittsburgh to produce a show to celebrate his 26th birthday. So you've been in comedy for 5 years now, right?
Yeah, yep, stand-up comedy.
And you've done a lot more than open mic comedy.
Oh, yeah.
Lay it on us. What have you got? What's your resume?
I started doing stand-up 2014, 5 years ago.
Okay.
Started doing a bunch of open mics and everything, but I got on the improv. My third show, my third performance ever was at the improv, Pittsburgh Improv here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Third show ever.
Yep.
That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure.
It was. It went pretty well, though. But then I just quit my job for comedy because I was super hyped up. I don't know. I got told I was the it factor and everything by like this huge comedian in Pittsburgh, and I quit my job for comedy because I was so passionate. And then I lost everything and got stuck like with like no car for 2 years and 45 minutes north of here. So I just had to work. I would come to open mics like once every 2 months, work on material every day still.
Sure.
But then after about 2 years, so 2016 is when I really started taking it serious. I got a vehicle, beat up mom van. I mean, that's the way to go.
There we go.
And it was like Barney colored too.
Barney colored.
Yeah. But
that's funny in itself. That's good.
Right.
It's a good vibe.
We put in videos as much as we could. Like we got to make the most of this.
Exactly.
But then I did a sketch series, like a 5-episode sketch series of doing like video sketches and stuff. And then I got put on the improv again that year, and I was doing open mics every week at that point. So then by the summer of 2016, I got on the improv. I did 20 minutes for my first time. I definitely shouldn't have done 20 minutes at that time.
How'd it go?
Pretty bad.
Pretty bad? Oh.
Yeah, because it was just too much. Like I knew I had material for that much, but I didn't know how killer it was. But then the fact that it was so much material, I've never done that much at a time. So trying to remember all that. And at that time, I didn't space out my punchlines enough and like didn't understand. like I was still working on these jokes. They were still newer jokes. So I'm like, okay, if I do them at the Improv, they're gonna kill this bigger crowd. And it was a pretty decent crowd, but I just, since I had so much time, I got very anxious, and I was like, all right, well, I can't. Let's not speed up.
Right.
But then from that and like trying to take my time, it's not that I forgot lines. They just didn't get delivered correctly. You gotta have a good.
Oh, sure. Okay.
You have to have a solid delivery. Like, hey, what's up? My name's Kevin. That sucks. You know, like.
Right.
You know, there's a certain delivery to it. So I just did not do it well. I was just like, yeah, so I've dog, he's cool, I guess. I just, like, there's just no, I had no voice then. You know, I didn't know what it was.
Sure, yeah.
So then that year, though, I traveled to Michigan for the first time, did stand-up. But then I went to L.A. for the first time. And in 2 days of being in L.A., I met Jeff Ross, Gerard Carmichael, and Kevin Nealon. And I got to talk to, and Brad Williams, who's like big now, but he wasn't that then. And got the advice from all those guys.
So it was a move to LA. You just packed up and left.
Well,
and
2 days I was there just do a show at Flappers.
Oh, for 2 days. Okay,
and I got to meet all those people, and they're like, "You should be out here." And I was like, "All right, yeah, okay, I'm gonna do it." So then I, instead of buying a car that Christmas, I moved to LA, and then I met Pauly Shore a week later.
Met Pauly? How?
The Comedy Store, just hanging out at the Comedy Store every day, and I knew the history of it. I knew his mom, ran the place in the past, and so I don't know. I met him, and he was looking for a writer's assistant, and started working for him the next day.
Next day,
like 2 days later. But yeah,
what's that feel like? Because I think that's the moment everybody wants to be in, where you have somebody famous see your set, and then bam.
It's weird because everybody I was talking to before I moved to LA, and even any idea I ever had to go in LA, I was like, I'm gonna find a mentor as soon as I get there. Find somebody who I can look up to and that appreciates younger comics.
Right.
And that's why it was cool talking to Jeff Ross and Kevin Nealon and those guys, because they do take care of a lot of people. But I didn't see them while I was there. Like, I saw Jeff Ross, but he was like, the next time I met him, he didn't remember who I was. He didn't really care. He was just like, oh, hey, another guy, another comic. There's a million of them there, you know?
Right.
But Pauly was just there was just something about me to him and vice versa. I was like, I really appreciate everything you and your family have done and everything. And I'm very thankful for him to provide road opportunities, But then it's very hard to survive in LA without a job and stuff.
Oh, sure.
So I was applying for jobs. I didn't hear back until months after I moved away, but I at least maximized my time there with like mics and shows and clubs and stuff.
Right.
So I knew where I need to be in the future if I was going back, because eventually I want to live there for the rest of my life. It's such an incredible place, but it's a hard place to develop. It's a place where you go when you're ready, and then or where you think you're ready, and then you're like, I'm not ready.
Right.
Then you go back 3 more times, and then finally the 5th time you go back, you're like, all right, now I know all the clubs. I'm getting booked at all the clubs. I'm still not fully at that point, but now when I go back, I at least can get in all the clubs and hang out all the shows and stuff like that.
So if you're an up and coming comedian and you think you might be ready, what I've heard so far is that you have to either pick New York or LA if you want to take it seriously. Is that the case, or can you build a presence in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, you got to move. Like you can't. It's tough, man. Like I think Pittsburgh's incredible. The comedy scene is blowing up right now, but I think that there's a lot more opportunity and supply and demand when you're not here.
Right.
So when you come back twice a year, then it's like, wow, I get to see all my friends, I get to see all these people, and and you just, it's kind of like family. When you see family once a year, you're like, oh my God, I love you so much. But if you saw your family, like every day, you're like, all right, have a good day,
I'm out of here, bye.
Yeah, right. And you just shut the door, like trash on the ground, whatever. Yeah, LA or New York, definitely, but I think Chicago. Now that I'm in Chicago and understand the scene, so much stage time. I don't care where you're listening or watching this from. If you are a stand-up comedian and you have not been to Chicago for at least 2 days, you're missing out on incredibly, awesome opportunities there.
It seems like Chicago's a happy medium between New York and LA.
Well,
because you have to have a flood of comedians in New York and LA. Like, the competition has to be so stiff. Yeah, right. It has to be so easy to get lost in the mix, right?
Right. It's crazy because everybody in LA wants to be an actor,
right.
Right, but everybody's living in their car, too, which is actually the smartest thing.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't want to buy an apartment there, stay in an apartment there. That's so much money. Live in your fucking car for a little bit,
So that's a real thing.
Yeah, there's so many people. That's why it's saturated in LA, because everybody is just living in their cars. Or they travel in for that day for that mic, and they're from San Diego or from Ventura or whatever. And then New York is so expensive. So it's those are 2 very tough cities, and then there's such huge competition, so much LA, people say, I don't care how long you're doing comedy for, when you come to LA, your career starts today.
Oh, really?
So then you're going to be successful in LA in 10 years from today.
Wow.
And if you leave LA, like I left LA and I come back, so then it's almost like restarting. People know who you are now, so you can, and that helps build a stage time. But if you're not really doing your own thing in the city that you moved to, and then you come back, then it really is like a fresh start. But for me, I'm thankful enough to produce shows. So I'm like, a lot of these comedians, I'm like, oh, hey, yeah, like we're talking about shows to do and like collaborating, and that's where you have to find your lane in it. But Chicago is incredible because of the fact that like you don't have to compete with so many people. There is a lot of comedians in Chicago.
Sure.
But it's one of those places that loves younger comic. Like all the other cities, you're going to meet 30-year-olds, 35, 50 people like that are so much older that are getting into comedy or have been in comedy, and they're like, I finally need to be here because I spent 7 years in frickin' Chippewa, Nebraska,
Sure.
Like whatever.
For all of us folks who are a little bit older, who aren't in our 20s still, is it too late to start?
No. I think it's almost better.
Is it really?
As far as stand-up. Like
That's good news.
acting, it might be too late.
Sure, yeah.
No, I don't know.
Right.
No.
Acting, pro sports, no way. Write them off.
No, what I heard when I worked at the Comedy Store, I had to go through the whole history of the archive and like archive a lot of stuff from 72 on. So seeing the Richard Pryor, Rob Williams stuff was incredible.
Wow.
And one thing that I heard about Mitzi was that the fact that she would say either you're going to make it at 27 or like make it at like 24 or 37.
24, 37.
Like if you're like 29 or 31, you're going through this transitional phase.
Yeah.
Like you have different chapters of your life. So like Dean Del Rey, do you know who that is? He was just on Conan for the first time recently. He's 48, I think.
48. And he just went on Conan for the first time?
Yeah. He might be 50.
That's hope.
But
that's a great thing. That's a great thing to hear.
But he's been doing comedy since he was 44.
Awesome.
And when he started at the Comedy Store, the potluck, he went up, and Tony Hinchcliffe was the host of the potluck at the time.
Sure.
And he's like, I guess he bombed, and he's like, look at this guy. This is what a midlife crisis looks like, Like in the past couple of years, he'll do 300 to 500 sets.
300 to 500 a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And this guy's finally after 5+ years, he started getting booked at all the clubs, and now he's like headlining, he's featuring full time, and then he does LA, showcases in the Comedy Store. And I just talked to him in the hallway of the Comedy Store the other week, and he was like, yeah, man, I go to New York. He's like, he tries to go there for weeks at a time because you have to go back and forth between LA and New York if you want to produce a special.
So we asked you to take us to your favorite place in town. Tell us a little bit about where we're at here.
Yeah, so we're at Peppy's right now. Peppy's, yeah. So this is really cool because this is a huge history in Pittsburgh. Like, this is a strip district. There's a lot of history here. But the thing about the strip district, it's like if you're from Pittsburgh, your family takes you to Pittsburgh in the strip district on like Sunday afternoons.
So it's not
out.
strip district like.
Oh, no.
Gotcha, okay.
The strip district's awesome because it's a very family-oriented place. Outside, you're going to find people selling jerseys and cool food and just, original homemade goods. And then you come to a place like Peppy's that you're, my dad took me to at 10 years old. So Sunday afternoons, we're here eating. We're going to get a jersey. We're going to go check out and explore the city a little bit and just have, that fatherly son time.
So what's the other one? Is Permantes?
Permanis. Yeah, so that's like...
I just got it. I got a nasty look. So he said Permanis, and somebody just went...
Yeah.
So they're a rivalry, I take it.
Kind of, yeah.
Sorry.
But Permanis is a different... Like, they're a whole different... Like, they do, like, hoagies kind of here, And they make different types of sandwiches and whatnot, but Permanis is more of like a normal bread loaf, and they put coleslaw and French fries.
Gotcha, okay.
So that's what we're known for here, putting French fries in anything. Like,
so that's the Pittsburgh thing.
Right. Like, oh, hey, let's go get a salad. You're getting French fries on your salad.
So, we ready to eat?
Yeah.
Okay, the question of the day.
Am I ready to eat?
The question is, are you ready to pay to eat?
No.
So the way we do it on Open Mic Turnpike, one simple question about your town.
Okay.
You answer the question right, I buy. If you don't,
anything.
Hopefully.
History of anything.
Of anything.
Of anything in Pittsburgh, and I got you.
Okay. What was the first commercial radio station, it's in Pittsburgh, in the world? First commercial radio station in the world. If you need a hint, I can give you one too.
No, it's the easiest question I've ever been asked in my life. KDK. Yeah. KDK is huge here, man.
It's that big of a deal.
It's a huge deal. It's like the major news station here.
Let's grab some food.
Yeah, absolutely.
Peppy's Old Time Sandwich Shop is exactly what we're looking for when we hit the Open Mic Turnpike. It's got character. It's not ordinary. It's not just in Pittsburgh, it's a part of Pittsburgh. They're cooking sandwiches up front and scarfing them down and back, and everywhere you look, you see memorabilia. Not just of the city, but of the people that Peppy's has served since 1983. Kevin Budkey showed us he knows Pittsburgh, which is why I had to buy. So I entrusted Kevin to pick us out something great, something that just says Pittsburgh.
This is spectacular.
Food has arrived. Oh, baby. You're welcome. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
KDK, I should have known something harder.
Yeah, man. Should ask about the steel mills.
So what do we got here?
This is the number 7. They call this the Roethlisberger. I know you people are thinking, I'm used to weird things, but the Roethlisberger, this is like a known staple here.
I think it's got everything in the world on it, right?
So this is basically ground beef, like a burger mixed with Italian sausage, Italian hot sausage.
Gotcha.
And then we got eggs on here. We got lettuce.
There is egg on there.
Yep. And then right. And then lettuce and tomato.
Let's see what you got, Pittsburgh. It all mixes.
Right.
That's really good. Should have started a food show.
Something about the sandwich, man, with the grease and everything. It goes so well together. Like it's a great combination.
So here's what we got. We've got a nice mixture of things. This kind of reminds me of Pittsburgh itself. You see how I tied that in there?
There you go.
Right? Pittsburgh has that image, I feel like, across the United States as like your steelworkers town. Like you picture some dude with like a steel hammer, you know?
Right.
Is it friendly to the arts? I see a lot of museums. I see a lot of cool things popping up. A lot of hipster neighborhoods are popping up.
Yeah.
What's the comedy scene like here?
The comedy scene is rising. I feel like there's always been a comedy scene here, but there's clubs change. There's so many places that open and close, open and close, open and close. Recently, a few clubs just opened that really are looking out for younger, newer comics that really are just trying to pursue their dreams and have fun. So I'd say the comedy scene here is awesome. And this is another younger scene. So like there's older comics here that have been doing it for 10 years and have seen the changes. But now there's this whole new, there's a couple comics that really took off at Pitt.
So do your traditional Pittsburgh comedians, the older guys, blend in with the newer guys to a seamless comedy sandwich, I guess?
Not so much. It's like not the answer at all you want to.
Not at all.
No. It's weird. It's a weird thing, you know, because you've been in the scene for 10 years, and somebody that's starting out day one, you're gonna get, you know, you're gonna be like, all right, hey, it's an open micer,
right?
You know, and you're gonna treat them like an open micer for a long time, you know, because you're like, unless they're getting booked by the Improv every single weekend, a lot of people don't consider you a comic. But no, that's how Pittsburgh is. You have to earn your respect here. You know,
Yep.
So even me coming back and doing the show, this is my first show in a year. I came back last summer. I did a half hour for the first time ever last summer. It's a building thing. You know, it's hard to earn respect in the city.
Yeah.
Like you have to keep coming and earning and doing things outside of it.
Sure, yeah.
Pittsburgh, it's tough. It's like, hey man, how long have you been doing comedy? Like, what? How many shows have you sold out? What do you have to? Like, I got rejected here 9 times on shows I wanted to produce.
Oh,
so
wow.
I kind of had to get out.
So it's less about your idea and more about your resume.
Right, and like,
Gotcha.
yeah.
You're on a tour right now. Could you tell us a little bit about that and more so how you got press around it?
Well, I am on tour right now. It's called the Just Some Regulars Tour. So it's me and a lot of my close friends that are comedians that are just incredible comedians. So I'm going to go different cities. It may only be a Saturday show, but it'll be like different cities and bring people from that hometown that are either from Chicago or from that place and local and put them all together. And then if I can bring people from that are, let's say we go to North Carolina, but there's a comic from South Carolina that's a killer, I'll bring him up to North Carolina, pay for his travel and stuff like that.
You're going to pay for his trap? Wow.
Yeah, so I'm doing the way that I'm producing it is I'm taking care of the Airbnb and travel and then trying to pay everybody.
So not only do you headline a show, but you have to take care of everything involved in it. Like it's all yours.
And like making sure we get, like yesterday we were like 50 minutes late for load in at the comedy venue because it's like, all right kids, let's get ready. You have an hour. Everybody's trying to take a shower at once. Like, what the hell? You know, it's just like toothbrushes are flying left and right.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. So this tour is produced by me. I run a brand called Stay Happy.
Stay Happy. I keep seeing it. There were I've seen people around with hats on that say,
Yeah.
What is Stay Happy?
So Stay Happy, I thought of the idea about, honestly, 4 years ago.
Okay.
And I worked at the airport selling headphones, and every time someone would come in and be like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, just trying to stay happy, you know? And then this guy left one day, and he's like, all right, buddy, we'll stay happy. And then he like gave me like a peace sign. I'm like, that is so cool.
That's beautiful. That's got a ring to it.
Right. So I was like, you know, it's so easy to have happy moments in life, but
Sure.
the hardest part is staying happy. What consistently can you do every day to, you know, in your routine and in life to stay happy? You know, so for me, it's comedy.
So how do we find Stay Happy?
So if you want to find Stay Happy, stayhappyfamily.com. Just got
Stayhappyfamily.com.
Yep. So I want to provide that for other people. Provide comedy content for the world that just is like a community of incredible comedians. So now we're producing shows every Monday in Chicago, Rising Laughter at my buddies in Uptown.
Oh, yeah. Episode 2, Dario Durham.
Yeah.
That was great. Great show. You did a great job.
Right, and that place is awesome. So, like, I started that last year in, like, May, and then I did it every single week by myself until Christmas, basically. I'm producing a Second City show right now with Jimmy Adamick. He's a improviser at Second City that we did shows together.
Yeah.
So now we're doing a show called Topic Thunder. It's a mix between stand-up, improv, and crowd suggestions. It's like a game show.
Oh, cool.
Where like 2 teams compete.
You're involved in a ton.
Yeah.
Let's wrap up with Stay Happy then. Is it kind of your umbrella? Like, does everything fall under Stay Happy? Okay.
Right. I mean, I'm at the point now where I've done enough in comedy. I've worked with enough people, performed enough clubs that I'm like, all right, I can choose where I'm taking this.
That's great.
I can decide. I can say, hey, do I want to be more of an actor? Do I want to be more of a stand-up? I'm the type of person I want to be involved with it all, but I want to work with an incredible team, and I want to choose the team.
So it sounds like if you're a starting comedian, if you're an open mic comedian, and you're looking as to what the next level's going to be, it's going to be to find somebody like you, hitch your wagon to them, get in their showcase, and then that's the next step up.
Right. I mean, find people that you can get on their showcase and et cetera, but make a friends list that like you can either start producing shows with, so you can provide your own stage time, and then you learn a lot from that. But at the same time, find comedians that are just hitting up places that you want to hit up. Follow these people around. Follow people that are around that you want to do it, but they're also at a similar level that you, so that you respect each other and build a great friendship and can continue to help each other.
That's great.
So don't reach out to me, okay? We're on a different level. No,
he's got a crew. And speaking of which, let's go see him, huh?
Hell yeah.
Kevin's showcase was at the Club Cafe, which marries a great intimate performance venue with a solid bar, with a solid selection. They even have a green room where the performers can get ready.
You guys are the fucking best on 3. 1, 2, 3. You guys are the best!
Kevin did a quick intro for his lineup of comedians, and then it was his turn to headline the show.
Please put your hands together for the very funny Kevin Budkey!
Give it up for my friends! Oh, man. Give it up for my mom, the heckler up front. Yeah. This is why we don't take you to nice places. That's why I don't take you to hibachi restaurants and just like I've seen better. So I heard it's my birthday. No, it's actually tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. It's today. I feel like I'm at like a family reunion right now. Like a subpar family reunion. Like, hey guys, I'm Frank, third cousin of Steve. I'm just here for the cookie recipes. How about that pumpkin roll, am I right? Okay. I won't talk to you for another 10 years. I don't know. Okay. Thanks, Mom. I go to you for my approval. Hey, Mom, what do you think about her? You've done better. Oh, God. I'm not gonna lie, I'm having a pretty weird day. I've been up since 2 p.m. yesterday. This morning I had a bloody nose. And then for some reason, my dick smelled like Captain Crunch. Yeah, I don't know. It worked out perfectly. I was on Amazon, I was purchasing something. And I was like, that was body wash or something. And I actually got, at the very same time, I got recommended for, you heard of the ball deodorant? You heard of that? Like, how do they advertise that? Like, how is that a thing, you know? Like, hey, Susan, you gotta come smell this guy's balls. Okay, all right. I know what I'm working with now. This is a good test. Fuck. This guy's over. Okay. All right. Well, I'm out there 26 years old. I just turned 26 years old today, which is very weird. Yeah. Fucking 4-second delay. Thank you for that. No, but it's very weird, man. especially when you look like your brain's still developing, you know? Like, I'm pretty sure I have the IQ of a toddler and the body of Jonah Hill. Seriously, I can't multiply anything by 13 or more without a calculator. And if I have even a little bit of pepperoni, man, my nipples inflate like a water raft. It's pretty bad. You guys having a good day, though? You had a pretty good day? Yeah. Nobody? No, that's good. It's good. Weather, right? I'm having a pretty good day. Other than the fact that an elderly woman decided to come up to me today, tell me I had really nice fish lips. Yeah, so I grabbed her cane from her, and I gently curb stomped her ass! No, we made out. So where are my 75-year-olds at, huh? I look like Brendan Fraser if he had sex with Pete Davidson's mom. No, you're right. I look like Pete Davidson if he didn't do heroin too soon. No, I look like a modern day Three Stooge. I get it. I sound like it. Wow, this is, I feel like I'm at a high school graduation. Like, all right, tell us your accomplishments. What are you gonna do with your life? You're doing great! This fucking guy, do you see him? Holy shit. A little bit about me. I feel a little chubby today. I had Taco Bell at 2 a.m. last night. But on a positive note, I bought a homeless guy a chalupa. I did. Thank you. No, I would have bought him 2 chalupas, but I'm not even sure I'm gonna spend that much money on my mom for her birthday. I gotta buy her something nice. I love my mom to death. At 13 years old, I watched my mom fight and defeat breast cancer. Yeah, there you go. And at 14 years old, she watched me fight and get defeated by puberty. You can't compare the two. I get it, you can't compare the two. I'm just saying, it's very tough walking into school every day knowing you're gonna get told you have the lips of a swollen vagina. Just saying, it's very tough, it's rough, loose skin. I was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I was born here. Yeah, fuck Pittsburgh. Yeah, no, that's okay. No, I was born here, which is weird. I don't mind being chubby in Pittsburgh because we're so fat we put fries on salad, you know? Seriously. So like, oh, all right, babe, I gotta lose some weight. I think I'm gonna start eating salads. You know, little does she know, it's fucking good. No, at 7 years old, my family decided to move me to Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. It's a very sad, post-apocalyptic looking city. Never fucking go there. Very sad. Consisting of 50% rednecks and 50% hoodlums. So depending on how you look at it, we're either known for our homemade deer jerky or 300-pound prostitutes. What they call back home the dream team. Seriously, they tell you the type of place it is. 2 people recently overdosed on animal tranquilizer in this place. Seriously. And that's pretty much the only way you can really put down a 300-pound prostitute. Then I decided, I was like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna move to Los Angeles, California to pursue my dreams. And yeah, within 3 months my mattress deflated. Then I wound up on Pauly Shore's couch. Yeah, that's a fucking experience. Every day you wake me up at 6 a.m. like, hey buddy, woo! It's like what I imagine having kids is like. Every morning you turn on SpongeBob at 6 a.m. and like, who lives in a pineapple under the sea? No! Oh, I hope the fucking SpongeBob died! So I moved out, I don't know. I was there, I actually auditioned for a Super Bowl commercial for bacon cheddar mac and cheese. Yeah. So I wasn't too busy applying to be homeless. It's like, why not be the face of bacon cheddar mac and cheese? It was a pretty unique experience. There's like 300 people. That's 300 people there that day, probably 350. But at a time, you'd go in this dimly lit room with just one person. She'd be like, all right, I want you to imagine you just had the best take of mac and cheese of your life. Like, obviously, everyone's gonna have an orgasm, right? One at a time, people are walking in this room like, oh, yeah! Another one walks in like, oh, yeah! Another one walks in, oh, yeah! Like, that is the most professional bukkake session I've ever seen. The only thing that could have made it better is if they all would have just treated it like a symphony instead. They all going at the same time, like, oh, yeah! Yeah, baby, yeah! Oh, yeah! Yeah, baby, I want it so good! I don't know, I feel like that'll be a little bit better. And then somehow I found myself in Morgantown, West Virginia. Yeah. Which, hey, don't talk shit, all right? It was good being appreciated for the gaps between my teeth for the first time, And then moved to Chicago, and my life has changed. I see the light by the train every day. It's good. No, Chicago's awesome, man. I had to grind very hard last year. I worked a lot of jobs. I actually started as a busboy. More like busting a lot of ass, am I right? You got all excited. Yeah! I was hoping you'd say that. Then I started working at Jimmy John's. Yeah. Which is weird. I never wanted to tell women I worked at Jimmy John's. I was afraid they'll think I'm freaky fast. I'm just glad their motto isn't freaky small. That's why I also applied to Arby's. Because we have the meats. Oh, God. And I started bartending, which, fuck, that lasted a week. I don't know. I feel like my mom would have been a better bartender. Seriously, it's like, Crispin? Who wants a Crispin? How crispy do you want it? Crispy? Do you want a Crispin? Crispin? You want a sex on the beach? Okay, yes. I like that. I don't know. All right. After that, I don't know, fucking just working for a trucking company, which is weird. I work for my dad. It's weird working for your dad, because when you fuck up things, your dad yells at you. But like for me, every time my dad yells at me, I'm like, oh yeah? Well, why weren't you at my in-house basketball games in 7th grade, huh? So you should get away with shit. But, one job I feel like I would be qualified for is a Slim Jim commercial. Snap into a Slim Jim, all right? I'll be all bent that. Like, snap into a Slim Jim. Like, snap into a Slim Jim. Who here likes full-on beef sticks, huh? Well, I got something for you. Yeah, I don't know. I think one thing I would get hired for is a voiceover guy. I feel like I'm pretty good at that, right? Like, why sniff it when you can lick it? Elmer's glue. Something like that. That's what it is. No, I feel like one thing I would be really good at is like a ring announcer. But I would be like the honest ring announcer, coming out like, all right, in the blue corner, weighing 244 pounds. He hates his kids. Give it up for Jimmy. Whatever the fuck his name is, he's gonna lose. Okay. I'll work on that. I feel like that is the gift, okay? You can tell me differently. As you are, yeah, that's... You got a point, you fucking suck. No, I've always wanted to be, the one thing I've always wanted to be is like a impressionist, right? Like, I'm just gonna give you a scenario, okay? Like, imagine celebrities raising puppies, right? I'm not gonna say the names, just imagine they are, like, what are you doing? The pee pad is over there! Who's your daddy? What does he do? No. Then you see Adam Sandler, he's like, and Robert De Niro's just like, and out of nowhere it's just like, hey, all right, first off, okay, all right, settle down, you're not doing it right. You are absolutely wrong, okay? I'm pretty fantastic, I can tell you that. I'm good at this, you know? Then here comes Sarah Jones, Eddie Murphy's like, you crazy! I don't know. I did that for you.
Thank you, Kevin.
We just have like a ping pong conversations back and forth. Like, hey, how's your day? How's that pole back there? Okay. You have to see it from like my perspective right now. This is just like, I feel like I'm like in a church. I'm just, who do you pray for? Oh man. I guess now's the perfect time to tell you I'm single. Woo! Where my single ladies at, huh? Don't all line up at once! Alright, yeah, no, I'm single. But I'm afraid to have kids. I'm afraid they'll end up like my roommate. He worships the devil. Yeah. No, I don't know. That's not the part of mine. I don't mind the fact that he worships the devil. I just wish he didn't laugh like the devil. You know? Every time you tell this guy a joke, he's like, ah! All right, Bob, how about you settle the fuck down, yeah? Fucking go sacrifice another cat and finish that star underneath my bed. But if I do have a kid, the one thing I wanted to do is love basketball. I love basketball. So I feel like if I, as soon as I have a kid, I'm gonna buy the smallest hoop I can, and every day of this kid's life, I'm gonna dunk on it. Just dunk on a baby. Because one day it'll block me, right? One day it's gonna be like, oh, hell no, Dad, and just whip it down, right? What if it doesn't? This kid's like 33 years old. He's like, oh, it's 4 p.m., here comes Dad again. Whoa, yeah, what? And he's like, oh, I don't know, fuck basketball. Okay, I've been working on my pickup lines. I feel like I finally found one that works. You guys want to hear it? Yeah. All right. Why do fries smell so good? Why do they? Thank you. Is it the potato? Is it the oil? Or is it this sexy motherfucker cooking in the back, huh? What? Yeah, it is! What? Huh? Yeah, it is! What? Yeah, it is! I am the reason why fries smell so good, motherfucker! Woo! Usually that works. So like, oh, why'd you so bad? All right, my name's Kevin Budkey. Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. I really appreciate
it. Open Mic Turnpike, long night and morning and night again for Kevin Budkey.
Yes.
How long you been up now?
Since 2 p.m. yesterday, so 32 or 3 hours, something like that.
Where did you find that energy then?
Dude, this is my birthday. I just try to surround myself around good people. And there's parts of my set I'm like, yeah, you know what, I'd maybe change this, change that, whatever. But everybody had fun. That was the biggest thing. You know, I was like, hey, man, everybody had fun. Everybody had great sets. Everybody, like, was cheering for each other. Like,
that's what I've been learning doing this show is the open mic community. Everybody supports everybody. You don't always think it's going to be like that, but
100%. Yeah.
So surprise.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. If people support you, you're like, all right, well, let's be friends. There's a lot to learn every performance. Every time you go somewhere with comedy.
Oh,
so,
totally.
Whether it's an open mic or whether it's a showcase or whether you're just watching a show.
Right.
There's so much to just introduce yourself, be a good person, and learn as much as you can.
Do you write different jokes for a bigger versus a smaller audience?
No. I feel like I wouldn't say I write specifically for different crowds, but yes, I will use different material for different crowds,
right.
And then I also deliver it differently.
So is it harder to make a bigger audience or a smaller audience laugh then?
Smaller, yeah.
For sure,
because it's
right?
quick. It's like rapid.
Gotcha.
Whereas if you're in front of a big audience, like if you're in front of over 100 people, you can pause for a second, build up that punchline. When you deliver that punchline, they're ready for it. For instance, my closer, you know,
right.
When you do something so high energy and wild, you get a certain response.
Right.
But like I've done in a room full of 6 people, and they're like, "This guy is insane. He's holding us hostage," you know. But in front of like 200 people, they're like, "Oh my God, where did this come from? It's Mars."
Any other advice to anybody who's going to be doing this? Going to be hitting the road and doing these long overnighters?
Study, practice, get up. I'm 5 years in. I know who I am as a person.
Sure.
I know what kind of jokes I'm going to deliver, what kind of write based on that.
Right.
You know, so like I'm not going to write every joke like my closer, but my opener, I have a couple different styles I can play with.
Gotcha,
so then from then on, it's like, hey, play with that. Go to an open mic, do 5 minutes of new material. Like I go to open mics. When I get on open mic, I do brand new material every time. Or if I'm not
every single time.
Yeah, but if I'm not doing. If it's not a brand new joke, it's a joke that I've done 2 times, and I want to make sure it works a 3rd time with a new punchline. It's like basketball. You know, if nobody's guarding you on the 3, you're going to keep shooting 3s.
Right.
But if you're going for the dunk and you're getting blocked every time, you're like, what the hell, man? I got to do something different.
Yeah, so you were constantly adjusting. Like, did you have this whole set planned out tonight, or did you
Yeah,
kind
there
of
was
adjust
like
as you
there
go?
was probably like there was at least 20 plus jokes that I was considering that I didn't use, and then there was about 10 to 15 jokes that I didn't use that I was planning to use, and then based on how the crowd reaction, like, so I even told Eric Freddy, I work with him and stuff, he's part of Stay Happy, but I was like, hey, start the clock. If I go to 25 minutes, give me the light. If I go to 25.
Sure, gotcha.
But I'm at least going to 15. And then depending on how that goes, it can go to 25.
Right.
Yeah. Like if I was killing, I would have done 35. You know what I'm saying? But I just felt like the audience has seen enough. I've worked my way in.
Right.
I know that my closer is going to work. I don't want to over push that, so then they hate my closer.
So the closer hit big. Did you know that was going to be your closer at the start of the night?
Yeah,
or is that
absolutely.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
I don't know. This is good advice for anybody, but like you write jokes that are funny, that fit who you are, right? But then you got to put them in categories. So like I knew I was gonna go with intro jokes, you know. Oh man, like it's my birthday, you know.
So then you're pulling through your Rolodex of all the
right. Yeah, I have a list of them,
jokes.
and then I'm like,
Gotcha,
all right, let's skip that, and then I go down to the next category, and then by the end I'm like, all right, what are my relationship jokes, and that's what I usually end on.
Gotcha. So if somebody, like, let's say you tell a relationship joke that starts hitting, now do you start tossing aside other stuff and stick with a certain topic? Does that work?
I mean, that's why I usually do certain things at the beginning or the end, because if it's the beginning, then yeah, I could have 15 of those and just keep going on them.
Gotcha, okay.
But at the end, I know what my closers are and what my last 10 plus bits are.
Yeah.
And I know that those are a lot of my best jokes.
Okay.
So I don't, if those are going well and I'm right before my closer, I may add another joke, I may not. But like after my closer, I'm not going to add more material because it killed, you know? I'm going to be like, hey, I'm going to take that as a win.
End on the joke, you know?
Right. End on a laugh.
joke.
That's what you want to do. You don't want to, you don't want to get a huge laugh and be like, hey guys, so how about pierogies?
Exactly.
All right, have a good night. Yeah.
Especially after the energy is screaming at people's face. Right. Yep.
To have all these people on the show, to have you here, to come from Chicago to Pittsburgh. Right. I'm bringing people together, Mom. It's for a good cause. It's for your baby boy. No, I don't know. I just want to bring people together, make sure they're happy, and help build friendships. That's what this is about. Especially in the place that I'm in right now. You do not want to. You're in control of what your career is at all times. So if you're 2 years in, you're 10 years in, you're 20 years in, you know what you can do and what you can't do, and you know who appreciates you and who you appreciate, at the end of the day, I feel like the only way to maximize your career is to surround yourself with the best possible people and people that appreciate who you are and want you to reach for the stars, or at least you want them to reach for the stars. And if it comes back, awesome. So Travel Channel, if you're out there watching, I'm just saying, my guy right here.
Right, or maybe 200 people viewing, that'd be fine too.
It'll be 4,000 soon.
Kevin, thank you so much.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate you.
Appreciate it, man. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Have a good day, guys. Okay, I'm gonna do it.
There it is.
What?
More than that. Come on.
Yeah, it is!
It's been a great night.
Kevin Budkey knows how to spend a birthday, doing what he loves, with the people he loves, in the city he loves. The question is, do you feel the love? If you're a stand-up comedian and would like to share your rules of the road, give us a shout. Just email billyboy@openmicturnpike.com. A big thanks to Kevin Budkey, and stay happy for a great time in Pittsburgh. Thanks to the beautiful city of Pittsburgh. It's well worth the trip. Thanks to Peppy's for showing us how Pittsburgh makes a sandwich. Thanks to Club Cafe for giving performers a great venue. And most of all, thanks to Yins. Thank Yins for watching, and thank Yins for keeping stand-up comedy alive. I'm Billy Boy from Chicago, Illinois, and this is the Open Mic Turnpike.